The Ipsos poll showed 69% say their child's mental health is suffering because of their school situation. Given those challenges, a return to the classroom in September is supported by 82% of parents, but that said, 75% of Canadians think parents should still be offered the option of online learning in the fall.
I think the thing that I found most surprising was how negative parents were about what the effect has been on their children, and not just in the short term situation, but they feel that whatever has happened during the course of the pandemic is going to have a lasting effect. We have seen on other surveys what the effects have been, not just on students, but on people in general. And we do see things like depression, people saying that they're more depressed, saying they're more anxious. Also issues that relate to things, for example, like abuse of substances and those kinds of things. We didn't see it specifically in the survey, but that's what we see in the general population when you ask them about what the effect of the pandemic has been on their mental health. I think the big reason is because women disproportionately have the responsibility, it seems in most families, for making sure that children are taking advantage of the e-learning and making sure that that part of a life is managed. So they're the ones who are, it seems, most affected by what's going on. This of the two parents, if there are two parents. And they're the ones who, with their lives disrupted, want to get back on a normal track. I think there's probably been differences in terms of the way that different jurisdictions have dealt with this. That might be having some sort of an effect. Places like Vancouver, Toronto, and Montreal all have big suburban populations, big city populations. That's probably having some sort of an effect. But I would say that there's nothing in the data that suggests that there's a really significant difference among the different jurisdictions. When you start getting up into the numbers like 60, 70, 80% of the population agreeing, we're talking about differences that really lack distinction. I think that the one thing that really stands out is the desire to get back to school. 82% of the people that we interviewed, including 63% of the parents, want their kids to get back to school. So it's not like this has been a wonderful experiment where people say, hey, maybe we don't need to go back to school. Maybe we're not really missing anything out. Maybe my kids could really benefit from remote learning. No, parents are saying to us, kids need to be in school. Now, some of that might be as a result of the implications for what's happening in the household in terms of being able to deliver a good learning experience. But there's also obviously something that parents think that is missing with their kids not being in school, which is why they say that their children have been harmed as a result of we've gone through, but not in a minor way, but maybe even in a lasting way. So the idea that you need to get back into school, that you need to be in that classroom environment, still remains very strong among Canadian parents. 41% of the people we interviewed said that their parents we interviewed said that their kids did all right in e-learning, and it was a positive experience for them. So there's some element, but it's a minority element of the parent population that actually thought e-learning was a good thing to do. The interesting question will be, once people are not forced to be in an e-learning situation, how many of them actually want to see some form of a hybrid model or want to see their children being educated more remotely. I think that'll be the truer test than just simply asking people right now whether kids should be in school or out of school.